Brian from the Tone Jerks podcast.
And
Playing Without a Pilot.
There we go. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to keep it simple. Basically, Brian is, shockingly, he's actually a musician who plays live. I know that's kind of not a thing for a lot of us out there. We're bedroom players, things like that. But this guy actually goes out on gigs, has done tours, stuff like that. So, you know, he's got his rig. Would you say you have your rig dialed in to like, okay, I know what I need for this event. I know.
Yeah, I have a lot of different options for, different shows that we play because, you'll sometimes play in front of like, 2,500 people. Sometimes you play in front of 25 people.
Yeah.
And you don't want a rig that's overkill. And then even for recording too, it's like you kind of have to figure out what's the least cumbersome way to record because you don't want to have I'm going to use 18 different amps and I'm going to have this. Keep it simple in that regard too.
Yeah.
So, but I also do like to have a good amount of sounds and tones because I'm the single guitar player in a band and I want to cover a lot of ground. And sometimes, instead of for a punk band like we are, you can just be guitar into a Marshall, call it a day. But we have to have a little bit of dynamics and play with it.
Well, you're not really a Marshall guy, though, are you?
No,
you're an orange guy.
Yeah. So I guess I spoke too soon. I was saying keeping it scaled back, but I do use Fractal FX8. So that's think of all the effects that go in the Fractal Axe effects.
Much like the HX effects. It's
yes.
the effects portion of the Helix.
Yeah.
In this case, the effects portion of the Fractal.
Yeah, there's no cabs, there's no XLR to DI or whatever, and then I use that in conjunction with a real amp. So real tube amp. Orange is my deal. So rock reverb, and then I'm putting that 4-cable method. As I'm saying, this is not really simple. So I'm using effects in front, in the return. I'm using it with the amps gain, stuff like that, and so getting my sounds that way. And then for recording and a lot of demos that I'm doing, I have an XFX 2 XL.
Okay.
And I'm kind of built that same rig
digitally.
So yeah, I'm. But I know, I guess I know what I like and I know what sounds I want. And orange is the way to go for that. It has the mid range that I like.
Yeah.
And, some people say they get fizzy, but I don't know, it seems to work for our type of music. And then, I was definitely intrigued by the HX Stomp. I'm like, could it get the sounds that I want?
Well, spoiler alert, I think he's pretty happy. We already went ahead and dialed the tone in. We got a couple snapshots we're going to go through here in a few moments. But so that being said, tell us about this beautiful instrument here. So it looks like it's seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, it's 2010 Les Paul Jr. So it's like a Guitar Center.
2010 and it looks that rough. Jesus.
Yeah, it's been through. It's seen some shit. I got a broken neck. Got new tuners, new nuts, stuff like that, and it has probably the most. My favorite thing is the Evertune. It's like it keeps your guitar in tune. You don't have to worry about it on stage.
I give Brian a lot of shit just because every time we're together or in public, talking about guitars, I think he mentions Evertune. I
feel like I'm a sales associate.
At least once. But hey, man, that just right there that's just goes to show you that you are a touring musician. You need something reliable, and there's nothing more simple and more reliable than a Les Paul Jr. humbucker.
Yeah, single.
I see
volume.
You don't even got a tone knob. You're like, fuck, forget that.
No, it's just like a pretty low output humbucker, which is cool because it gives you a lot of room to go.
Yeah.
It's actually a Sonic Pickups, a Crystal Palace, so it's like a 5K output. It's really not.
It's crazy because honestly, I'm pretty sure that Tele has hotter pickups.
And I love it because it gives you room to go, especially using some digital effects and stuff like that. You don't want to slam the front of that.
Yeah.
So but other than that, it's just volume. It has a Gun Street wiring harness in here. It's just a volume
plug, Sean.
Yeah, volume bleed. So if you want to roll things up and down and get cleaner, you can. I usually just kind of on or all the way off. So it's it's cool.
And real quick, I believe this guitar has a name, and what is that name?
It's So let's see if we can get a better shot. So one of my favorite anime characters.
Okay.
And let's see that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and that's the name of the guitar. That's
okay.
Let's run through some sounds.
Yeah, let's run just real quick. I want to go through the patch and kind of tell you guys what he's got going on. It's pretty simple, actually. Starts off, first block is just a phase 90 kind of thing that he uses for like solos and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
like lead parts. Yeah.
Then followed by a tube screamer, tighten up the low end, I assume.
Yeah,
give it a little more push.
Definitely, I'm not using it for more gain. It's just kind of like hitting the front end of the amp in this case.
Yeah. Then we have the Mandarin 80, which is HX Stomp's orange.
I love those names.
Yeah. Then followed by just a Bucket Brigade delay that he uses again on the lead patch and for like the more cleaner. Is it on the cleaner stuff?
No, it's just on the lead.
Just
Cleaner
on the lead.
is,
and then we got just a spring tank for the clean stuff. That does come on the clean stuff.
Yeah, and then when we say clean, it's like
edge of breakup.
Yeah, it's what I think of clean. So what I normally do for my clean tone is I don't switch to a clean channel. I keep it on the drive channel of my amp, and I just roll back the input volume. Yeah, so it'd be like you rolling your volume to like 2 or something. So you're kind of like cleaning it up that way. But I'm like, you don't have to. You can just hit that preset or snapshot, I guess.
And then for the cab, we're doing the Celestion IRs. It is the V30 412 high gain IR. I'm a huge fan of the Celestion stuff. Basically, since I've relaunched the channel for like the 3rd time. But anyways, since I've relaunched the channel and I've been using the HX Stomp, I've been using nothing but Celestion IRs. Big fan. Own Hammer makes some really great stuff. But anyways, let's go ahead and go on to the snapshots. Our first one is just his straight up rhythm tone. Let's go ahead and give it a few whirls.
You can still So one thing I like about like rhythm tones is like I'm doing a lot of open chords. I want it to be like. So I don't want it overly bassy and stuff like that. So that actually sounds great. It's like with the tube screamer in front of it.
Yeah.
And then the orange, and then just going into dry, nothing else into it.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and go to the cleaner.
Yeah.
Patch. I say cleaner, it's not clean.
Yeah.
Very cool. I just want to say, I'm sorry, I'm still in a little shock and awe. We've built this patch, and it's been a while since we actually built this patch. We're actually reshooting this, so we're doing it a little bit different here. But it just sounds so amazing. I actually think it sounds better with this than your Strat.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Strat that you used to make this patch, it's a Seymour Duncan. Do you remember what it is?
It's a JB. So it's a little. It's not like high gain like an Invader.
No, it's probably like 8.
It's about I think 9, something like that. It's a hotter output than this, and I think that really makes a difference. And yeah, I think like a lot of people think for higher gain and rock and punk stuff, it's like you want to just be smashing the front end of everything. But like that's what the gain knob on your amp is for. That's what you can get, a drive pedal. But like once you get to that point, there's only so far you can go. Unless you want to cut the volume back, then you're cutting and choking the pickup almost. At this point, So, and this is cool. Yeah, I was in talks with Sonic Pickups, and I'm like, you make one that low output. I'm like, I love it. It's like it gives you so much more clarity. It's like
because everyone is slightly interested in Filtertron pickups because of that reason. A fan of both of our podcasts, Jason Fuzzmonger. I believe you were talking to him about how high gain stuff sounds really good with a Filtertron.
Yeah, I think
which we're gonna actually try here in a little bit. Fun fact.
Yeah,
but bear with us.
And then even another builder, Johnny from Daredevil Pedals. That's what he uses with his band. He's a fuzz guy, very rock, garage, like fuzz stuff. And he's like, once you give that fuzz, like if you just slam it with so much, that'd be like hitting it with a boost pedal every time. But you give it some room to go, and that's kind of like for me. I'm like, maybe that's the newest thing of like when you say your rig changes. I'm like, I didn't ever expect to go something that low output for the guitar, but guitars stayed the same. Maybe some pickups, maybe some more blood and stuff on it, but
so we got one more snapshot. This is like his lead tone. So this is basically what kicks on is the delay and the phase 90. And so let's check that out.
It's like some of my leads are like, okay, when somebody's going, bass and drums are going, I could do like maybe more root and octave kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which I'm, branching out to other things, but that's predominantly what I do. It sounds great for that. So. It just sounds like huge.
Yeah,
I play like 3 notes. I'm like, whoa.
Huge, and it's not even stereo. It just sounds huge though.
Yeah, just like a delay with the reverb and the phase 90 or phaser. It's cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab this, and I think I'm in a weird like open tuning, so bear with me. We're gonna keep talking. So that being said, could you ever see yourself gigging? Maybe not with the HX Stomp, but like going full fractal.
I think going full digital is not something that a band of my size could really do. And, when like I was saying, like, we play anywhere. So sometimes we play at a brewery where it was just a practice PA. Like, there's no way I could show up with Fractal and just play out of that because I'm like...
Because you can't run front of house, right?
No, there is no front of house.
Exactly.
And I would think it would be cool because you're so consistent. Like, I haven't recorded with live amps in a while because I've been using the Fractal for all of those sounds, and it's so fucking easy because you just go to your preset, and I already made the sounds that I want, and I just go and I'm like doing my rhythm and stuff like that. It's cool, but I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. But I'm like, one thing I wanted to mention about the HX Stomp, just hearing it and doing this demo and building this patch, is it sounds so fucking good and just in comparison to like the Fractal is such a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not familiar with like the layout, but you made it seem pretty easy building patches.
When we originally did this patch, what did it take us, like 15 minutes?
Yeah, to build that.
It was nothing crazy. Where I feel like Fractal, there's a little bit of a bar to entry. Like you kind of gotta go through a little hurdles. Maybe not as bad as like I feel like Kemper's the worst from what I can tell. I haven't had personal experience, but for what it seems like, Kemper's probably the worst. As far as interface.
Yeah, I haven't used that, but I think they do have a computer. I mean, I say that my Fractal, I really only edit using a computer.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I'm just if I had to like use it, I'm like, we're stuck with this. So I sing the praises of that, but it's not as easy as I think some of the Helix stuff. I believe that's the biggest selling point besides the price is that they're easy.
Absolutely. Because even a full-blown Helix is still significantly cheaper, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're discontinued now, but the Axe 8, which is like their floor unit, was comparable in price.
They're coming out with that new one.
Yeah, the one that's like about the size of the HX Stomp, but it's priced $1,000. I think is their deal. So it's FM3.
But I think it's got a little bit more DSP, so you can probably do more.
Yeah, it's I think as powerful as their AX8, which was their big unit, but it's like the size of an HX Stomp. So I think people were hoping that it was going to be as powerful as an XFX3. I'm like, no, you're stupid.
Yeah, a lot of people, like, you go on forums, even with the HX Stomp, and it's like,
I wanted more.
I want more blocks. I'm like, then buy a Helix. Like, this thing is not, like, this thing is for simple rigs. Like,
it's 6 blocks.
Tell me you can't gig with that. Yeah, it's 6 blocks.
Yeah, and it's 3 sounds, and
like, I get it if you want to have, like, 15 delays, but that's the fun part is you do what I do, incorporate your own delay. Like, I have the collider delay and reverb going through the loop. And that provides all my reverb and delay. And then, like...
You save space, yeah.
I save a space. Well, I don't necessarily save a space because that still takes an FX unit, but I could have chained more in that
block, yeah.
In that block to do that. And then, like, for, like, dirt, I actually run the Marshall Law by, like, my pedals in the front for, like, my gain instead of doing, like, the amp gain.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. So,
hand it over.
Yeah, let's have you go through it.
Hand it over, man. So it's been a while since I actually played this with this guitar, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't do shreddy stuff, but I'd do like, like you said, the octave and root, the like.
Yeah, for live, I don't use many more sounds other than that. And if you play with something this size and price point, it's you could just like, I'll just not use those sounds or get other pedals, and you get a mini board like that.
Yeah, so that was gonna be my next question for you. So I know you said you wouldn't go all digital, but could you see yourself doing HX Stomp into your amps?
Yeah, if this bypasses and can only use the effect, or bypasses the cab and amps, and you could use this in conjunction with it.
Absolutely, you don't have to add those blocks.
There's send and return on here, so you could use that with an amp too.
Yeah, you could do the 4-cable method.
Yeah, that would be totally cool because you could use this, and then have 3 presets that control them too. So yeah. Sounds killer.
I really dig it. So that being said, this is going to be available for download. We're going to put a link either to maybe like a Dropbox or a Google Doc or something.
We'll
to get this so you can get it and put it in your HX Stomp. I know first time we did this video, there's already been requests.
Yeah, so I think it'll be cool to get that out and people can test it on their own, speaker system and their amps and guitars that they have and stuff like that. Yeah,
absolutely. So that being said, plug one last time. Where you at? Where can they find you?
You can find me at your favorite podcatcher, at the Tone Jerks on Instagram. So search the Tone Jerks in your podcast app. And then we have a YouTube channel which has a few videos at the moment, doing some vloggy gear stuff as well. Probably RJ will be on there eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get that going.
Yeah.
And then the band Playing Without a Pilot. Search it on iTunes, Spotify, all that jazz. And yeah.
Definitely. Side note: when I said where you at, the old Boost Mobile commercials came to my mind. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like the tones. I mean, what more could you ask for like punk rock? And my answer is nothing. That's all you need. So be sure to check it out, guys. Thank you again for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. TeleTalks, The Tone Jerks, Playing Without a Pilot. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See ya.